Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Then what are you waiting for? Click the button.
What's up? It's your girl, Mimi Michelle, your hairstylist, your author, and your podcaster, and welcome back to another episode of Silk Sessions After Hours Unfiltered. Now, as you can see, I don't have on makeup. I put a little powder on my face because the camera's just not nice. And I just put a little lip gloss on because I want to come to you today real, raw, and as I always tell y'all, I aspire to inspire. Now, I was thinking, what am I going to do? So I was doing my research. I had a bunch of stuff I was going to post, and God said, wait. And God said, no. And God said for me to be transparent. And that's what I'm going to do today. But before we get into it, I'm about to get into this cocktail for conversation, which is just some bourbon, 4 roses, which is really smooth by itself, and a splash of lemon juice. I built it in the glass. Because when I'm about to get transparent, I might have to sip. So it's a little bourbon. It may be an ounce, maybe an ounce and a half. A splash of lemon juice and some pineapple juice. Pineapple and bourbon go well together. Try it. I know you'll like it. I know what it tastes like, but I'm going to take a sip, okay? You see I got me one little cube in here. It's actually a ball. And I'm going to take a sip, then we're going to get this party started. Oh, that's so good. So, as you can see, I don't have my other phone up here with me today because I don't need it. Because what I'm about to say, I know by heart. So, y'all know somebody asked me, one of the viewers asked me how much I weighed. And let me just be clear, that did not bother me because like I told you, I am comfortable in the skin that I'm in no matter what it is. But I am always concerned with my health. So since I've been a little girl, my weight has always fluctuated. And let me say, I grew up in a family full of baddies, okay? My aunt is 60 plus years old, and y'all can see what she looks like. I'm posting her right now. But so I've always been on a diet, off a diet, on a diet, off a diet. When I had a vacation, you know women how we do it. When we have a vacation, we go on a diet. So when we get to the sands and the blue water, we look good in that swimsuit. Or like for instance, not my first crush, but I had a crush when I was in the 10th grade. And so I wanted him, not thinking that maybe he would just like me for myself. So I went on a diet then. When I had a breakup with my high school sweetheart, I said, oh, this is going to be my payback. I'm going to slim down, and I did. I mean, I was bad to the bone, baby. I was a size 9. I was like, you're going to regret the day you broke up with me. And he regretted breaking up with me anyway. But that's a whole nother Jenny Jones. But as my grandfather used to say. So, I think around 2020, my aunt had this thing called transformation, which she is having again this year. So if you want to change your life, I will leave the information in the description below. It's in October, and it will absolutely change your life. But what I'm about to tell you is if you don't stay focused, and if you don't stick to the plan, or if you don't keep up with what you start, you will end up right back at square one. I have ended up at square one 1,100 times. Okay, so in 2020, this was right before the pandemic. I got my stuff together. I'm going to try not to curse and stuff tonight. I'm going to try to be, real legit. So I went from this to this. From I started maybe September the year before. So in 2019, I had went on vacation with my aunt. We went to Cancun, and I thought I was cute. I was cute. But then I was like, you know what, Mimi, you got to get your body back. Because here's the thing. Although I have always been plus size, I always worked out. Always. I enjoyed it. It made me feel good. And it just was what it was. But I knew that if I didn't eat healthy and work out together, it just didn't work. So in 2020, we got ready. I started in 2019, and we were getting ready for transformation. And I'm telling you, when I hit that stage, I looked amazing. And for the course of the year, I did pretty good keeping my weight off. Then, right after transformation, COVID hit. And we were all stuck inside. We were all stuck in the house. And I still would get up and I would go walking. I did my very best to keep my weight off. And then in October, I contracted COVID. And that threw me off, all the way off. And by Christmas, from having COVID, my weight had came back. So then my aunt was like, we're doing transformation again. I said, okay, well, this is going to help me get back to the bag, man. Well, you know what? Christmas, I kept that weight off pretty good. Now that I'm looking through the pictures and the videos, it wasn't until after Christmas. By the time my aunt turned 60, that's when between December and January, that happened. I don't know if it was COVID that threw my body off. I don't know what it was. It didn't have a lot to do with me. It was like snacking and all the things. Because I love cookies, okay? I'm just going to keep it a buck. And I took the picture. And this is how I knew I had to start putting weight back on. She had like this 20s theme. And I went to go put my little shimmy dress on. And the button popped. And I was like, what the hell? And then when I saw the pictures, I looked swollen. Okay, I didn't look fat. I looked swollen. And there was a lot going on with my hormones at the time. Because once you get a certain age, your hormones will start doing different things. So then she was like, just do transformation. I said, okay. Well, February came. March came, and I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. They call me clutch for a reason, because when it comes to getting back into the gym, I will procrastinate. So she was like, okay, we're going to have this meeting. Can you come to the meeting? And I was like, yeah. So when you go through transformation, there are these fitness meetings or meetings about, getting on the scale. You have to do your weight and all of that. Then the trainers will come in and they'll look at you in your tights and in your bra top to see what type of progress you need. Well, I got to the meeting. Everybody had their notebook. When I looked around, everybody else was kind of slim. They was out of shape, but they were slim, and I was behind the curve. So I said, okay, let me hit it. No. Let me backtrack. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. So we had transformation in 2020. Then we had transformation in 2021, and I had my team. This was my aunt's transformation. I had my I had my own team on my aunt's transformation, pretty savage. Then we had the freeze here in Houston, and our house flooded. And I had to live in a hotel for 4 months. Now, let me be clear. Let me take a sip. There was a gym downstairs at the hotel. It smelled kind of weird, kind of twangy in there. But there was one. I would go walking, and I was still shooting my podcast via Zoom every Sunday in the hotel. But it was like maybe 2 months before transformation is when it locked in. And I'm telling you, once I lock in, I lock in. And I went from this to that. Okay, now let me explain something. Y'all know that's bad on your heart, right? That is so bad on your heart. That is so bad on your body to yo-yo like that. I'm trying to encourage myself and somebody else today, okay? So, pretty savage. We all came in first place. We all won trophies. We all did good. And then I kept losing weight. I was doing good, doing good, doing good. Made it through the holidays, made it through Christmas. And then that's when I picked up the weight again between December and January. That's when that happened. So now we're going to the meeting because now I'm doing a big show. I'm doing a show out of state. I'm in my hometown. It's like real competitors. Not that transformation is not real, because it is, but you got like bodybuilders and all of that stuff. So I couldn't wrap my mind around the gym. I was going to the gym and I was playing around. I wasn't doing my la da thing. We had the meeting. And when we had the meeting is when I looked around. I said, oh, these bitches ain't playing. They've been coming to the gym. They've been working out, and I'm playing. I locked in. So from April 22nd, 2022, competition was September 3rd. I went from this to this. And I kept that weight off for pretty much a year and a half. But when you're in surroundings, and this is not nobody's fault but mine, because you have to learn how to live in your environment. But when you're around people who don't live like you, who are not eating like you, and you like cookies and you like stuff like that, if it keeps coming around, you're going to eventually indulge. And I did. And then I stopped working out. If I would have kept working out and I would have kept eating the meal plan that I had, I would have stayed the course. And I didn't. And I really didn't start picking up weight until like last year. Yes. So we sold our house. I moved into this house. I moved into the rental. And I was like, okay, now I'm by myself. I can get back to it. But my mom got sick. It was just so much going on. And I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. I just couldn't do it. And I'm just being transparent. I'm just being real. And then I was like, my aunt would say stuff like, if you don't get it together, like this one particular time before one of the transformations, she was like, if you don't get it together, I'm going to take you off my wall. Because I had lost the weight. She had a before and after on her gym wall. My aunt is Felicia Lee White. She owns the Women's Health and Fitness Center. And she is the most transparent and brutally honest person you're ever going to know. And she was like, if you don't get it together, I'm going to take you off my wall. So I got it together because I didn't want to be taken off the wall. So she came in here. I'm gonna be flipping around, so just roll with me, because we going somewhere. So she comes in my house one day, and on my wall, I'll show you a picture of the pictures that's on my wall. She was like, I'm just gonna say this. Ooh, you was bad in that dress. I say, I know. I can't tell y'all what I said, but I was like, I know. I live in this body every day. Now, my self-esteem is no lower, but how it is affecting me is how my body feels. It's the health of it, not, even though I got a closet full of clothes I can't fit. I'm just keeping a whole buck. I got a closet full of clothes that I cannot fit. So she has transformation this year. I will not be participating in that way. I am coming there to help. But I am turning 55 this year, and I'm ready to get back to my natural weight. There is a natural weight that I have that if I get there, I am okay. I'm not trying to impress nobody, but my knees hurt, my shoulder hurt, menopause. And you know, ladies, once you start in menopause, it's harder to get that weight back down. It just is. So, I'm going to say this. If to everybody who's listening, you can do it. Let's do this thing together. And it doesn't have anything to do with what someone said to me, I want to be clear, because back in September, I had started back working out. I had started posting it, and I fell and broke my wrist. It's like every time I tried to get back to the bag, something happened. Well, I'm going to pray a covering over myself. My aunt got me a new pair of gloves because I lift weights. I go hard. And I'm not going to let this gift go to waste. She knows that once I hit the gym, I hit it. And I was like, I like these too. Oh, this is the wrong hand though. But let's say, y'all, we're going to start on Monday. So we will still have cocktails because that's liquid calories, right? But I'm going to start looking up some recipes, like maybe vodka and club soda, stuff like that stuff. And I am going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, so get ready. But I'm ready. And I want y'all to join me. So if you are just trying to get fit, if you're trying to, I used to have this Rock It Out for a Better Body page. If you're trying to get fit, if you just want to feel better, just take a walk every day. We're going to do that thing together. Join me, because I'm always one. I aspire to inspire. And sometimes I got to encourage myself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. So, and y'all pray that this phlegm comes out. I'm so sick of that. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to the bag. My sister done lost a whole person. Okay? And when I turn 55, I want to be able, okay, here's my goal. Everybody had their own personal goals, right? I don't know why I'm trying these on. 55, which is in August, I'll be double nickel, deuce, deuce, Cinco de Mayo, cinco, cinco. I want to wear something I got in my closet. I want to wear one of them dresses I have in my closet. My goal is to get back into one of them dresses that's on my wall. So I have a black dress and I have this red dress. They are both gorgeous and they are both size 10. I could do it. I really can. So if you want to be part of it, if you want to join me, let's do it. And when I get back into it, the way I normally do it is I can do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthens me. I just want to be healthy because it ain't really, well, it is about being able to fit my old clothes. I don't want to buy nothing else, but I just want to be healthy. I'm hot. And I got a whole membership at LA Fitness and I ain't been in 2 years. Okay, like I may have gone to the park maybe once or twice. I may have gotten on my treadmill in the garage, but it's time to get back to what my body needs. I work out hard, and that's the only way it works for me and my body. Do what works for you, but check with your doctor first. And this is just to tell you that you got to stay focused in order to stay fit. That's all. I have a funny show for y'all tomorrow, but as of today, this is what the Lord put on my heart because I got to get me together and I'm ready. And I'm not going to be okay, if y'all want me to post some of the workouts I do, if you want to see me in the gym, put it in the chat. But if not, I'll just keep that to myself because y'all will see the evidence of me working out. Y'all see I turn the camera. I've been trying to figure out a way to make this look really, really good. And y'all pray for me because I'm out of storage. That's how many shows I've done. I'm out of storage on this phone. So, yeah, let's get back to it. I'm ready. Now I'm going to finish this cocktail and then I'm going to start looking up some cocktails that's easier on the waistline. Love you guys. This is your girl, Mimi Michelle from Silk Sessions After Hours Unfiltered. And let's get back to the bag. 2 fingers. I'm out. See ya.